Welcome to the Speak Your Piece podcast. My name is Ian McNaughton. Thank you for joining us today. No Scott today. He couldn't make it, but fortunately, joining us is my buddy, my friend, my amigo, Jack DiGiandomenico. I hope I got that right this time.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Howdy, folks.
Jack, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
It's been a while.
Just kind of chilling.
I was gonna say it's been a while. I think we chatted in the summertime. We were on the pod, and I meant to do something with football season, and then it just timing wise it didn't work out. So now we got post Super Bowl podcast coming together.
Yeah, sweet. I'm very excited. Very happy to have him back on.
Well, dude, I'm always happy to talk football with you, man. Like you know that. Always. We can have some of the best conversations. I guess we should start with the Super Bowl. Obviously, Tampa Bay won. I think, what was the final score? 31-9, I think was the final score now. It wasn't even close.
Something like that. I stopped watching.
Yeah, like pretty much. It was essentially like that. Yeah. What were your thoughts on the game just overall?
It was frustrating. It was frustrating. Yeah, that's how I put
it. Did you put money on Kansas City?
No, I didn't. I didn't bet on the game. I almost bet $50 on the coin toss though, and I would have gotten it right.
Oh, well, I think it was.
I
was gonna say I think it was our guy Pat McAfee who put $30K on Taylor.
Yeah,
and it was just stuff you hate to see.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, obviously Brady played well enough. Mahomes had good moments, just not enough good moments.
Receivers really let him down there.
Yeah, it was kind of a mixed bag of everything there.
Yeah, and O-line and yeah.
I was gonna say as line guys, I feel like we have to start there because that was kind of the story of the game, was just Vita Vea.
Yeah, definitely.
Shaq Barrett, JPP. Who
monsters.
Really monsters? Who stood out to you the most on that Tampa Bay defense?
Shaq Barrett, definitely.
Yeah.
He was very noticeable.
Yeah, I mean,
out and in front with his sacks there, and just constant pressure.
I think I can't remember who. I'm pretty sure Pro Football Focus PFF had either Barrett or White as like the two highest graded players in the game. And part of that was our guy Mitchell Schwartz wasn't in the game, unfortunately. Canadian Laurent. I can't remember what his name is.
Laurent Duvernay, I believe.
Yes, and he wasn't in because he hasn't been in all year, unfortunately. It was really too bad with the Chiefs O-line not being.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And then the Eric Fisher injury.
Yeah, Fisher. He tore his not tore his ACL, but he had some sort of serious injury.
Was it like an Achilles? It was one of those big ones.
One of those big ones in the AFC Championship game, and I think Romo called that too, where Romo was just like, "Yeah, he's not playing in the Super Bowl. He's not." Yeah. I was gonna say the big controversy too was the referee and how some of the calls that were being made. Do you think the reffing had an impact on this game?
All the calls that were called were were right technically, but in the postseason you call you let them play a bit more, and those in the NFC Championship those wouldn't have gotten called. But because they should have been called.
There was one. There was two plays. There was one which they called I think pass interference on, and people, I think it was one with Mike Evans down the sideline, and people were like, I don't know if that's really catchable, but yeah. I mean, okay, sure. And then there was another one where Brady clearly threw it out of the back of the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
And they called PI on that I think it was Matthew, and it's just like, okay, he's trying to throw it away.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, but yeah, no, it's and again, Mahomes and the second half, he just had some of those crazy fucking Mahomes type plays.
Yeah, that diving one was insane. I like, my heart broke when it hit that dude's helmet.
Yeah.
And just fell.
There in the diving one, my favorite one personally was the one where I want to say it was Pierre-Paul who had him like wrapped up and spun him, and he still threw the ball out. Fucking.
Oh yeah, just hurled it down the field.
It's like he's literally like, well, fuck, Tyreek got to be open. Like
yeah, just like uh-oh.
And it almost nearly was caught for a touchdown, and it wasn't. But
that's that Mahomes magic.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody should be taking anything away from Mahomes. Like,
no,
I think
not at all.
He wasn't the reason why they lost.
Not at all.
But yeah,
which is surprising because like they got a great team.
Oh yeah, and
like,
it just, you know, that's why the offensive line is so important.
It's where it was really their weak point. Everything kind of collapsed. And
Tampa Bay's offensive line, for better
Iron Wall,
like playoff Leonard Fournette. Had a great game because Tampa Bay's offensive line was really solid.
Running through guys too.
I can't believe that Jacksonville gave up on Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I saw what he was done to the Steelers a couple times.
Oh yeah. In case you didn't know, Jack is a noted Steelers fan. We have back and forth virtually on Steelers related issues. And speaking of Steelers related issues, we'll have some of that coming up later on. Halftime show. Did you watch the halftime show, Jack?
Yeah.
With Canadian The Weeknd.
Yeah, The Weeknd.
What would you grade that performance?
That was like a B+, A-. I liked it. It was good. He's a very talented artist.
I was thinking of what I would give like my 5-star rating on it, and I said like 3.5.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was an overall good performance. I wasn't expecting him to go down onto the field because he was staying up for the most part away from the field. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess he's doing it up there. So I mean, yeah, 3.5, a B, like B+. Like I think overall good performance from The Weeknd. I was surprised at how many people didn't like it.
Yeah, it's he gets a lot of unnecessary hate, that dude.
It's the boomers who are just like, I don't understand what this is.
Yeah,
this doesn't make sense.
Although the like Maze part was pretty nauseating. But
I said to my dad who I was watching the game with, I said to him, like, thank God I don't have epilepsy, because man, I would be dead.
Yeah, may have caused some problems.
might cause a few problems, some headaches, nausea, all that sort of jazz. So, and I the other thing I said was when they were all wearing like the red suits and like the white face mask, I was like, oh, glad to see that Mouse, MAUS, has made a comeback here in 2021. Was not expecting that. Shout out Mouse.
Like a sick Mouse reference.
if anybody has taken like an English class or an English lit class, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Shout out Mouse, by the way. That was a good. I read both Mouse, part 1 and part 2. I definitely would suggest giving it a read if you haven't already. Yeah, shout out to The Weeknd. Great halftime show.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite song?
I can't really name a Weeknd song.
That's fair.
But I like them all. I like them.
All right. I like that answer. Let's move on to some other NFL news because we're big football guys and we don't always get the chance to talk about football. Yeah. I guess the biggest thing that's happened in the NFL has been the Matt Stafford-Jared Goff trade between the Lions and the Rams. Who won? Who won the trade?
I mean, I gotta think that the Rams one was getting Stafford there.
So Matt Stafford now. He is a member of the LA Rams. Has been playing his entire, I can't remember what year he was drafted, but he's essentially played his entire career, 13 years, I'm going to say. That sounds about right. With the Lions, it's been unsuccessful.
Unfortunate one, to say the least.
Well, I say this every time. Like, I think I've said this before multiple times when we've talked, is you go to like any Lions message board, social media, web comment section, whatever, anything Lions related, and anything Stafford that comes up, they all say this dude is a unanimous Hall of Famer if he didn't play for such a shitty organization.
Yeah, they all hate each other.
Yeah, and it's true because like the dude has insane arm strength. The dude is insanely smart, and I have no doubt that he'll succeed with the LA Rams.
No, 100%. He's gonna dominate out there.
And as a Seattle Seahawks fan, as you can tell by this toque, little nervous.
It's gonna be an exciting conference or division there.
Well, I mean, have San Francisco, who I don't know if they're keeping Garoppolo, which is what I call Garoppolo. I don't know if they're gonna keep him either. Arizona looks good, man, with Murray and Hopkins, Christian Drake, Budda Baker. That team looks fucking loaded. And my Seahawks too. So it's a great division. But you think the Rams won the trade?
The Rams won the trade, but the Lions have potential to trade away Goff for like a pick.
Is Goff good? Question mark. Is he like?
I wouldn't say he's like good or great, but he's like okay. He can get the job done.
I feel like he's very much like Mendoza line, Andy Dalton, like average. Like he's very
average
much
quarterback.
Like he's very much the like if you're trying to be a winning competitive franchise, he's like the average guy you start. If you have anything less than Goff, you're not in contention for a Super Bowl.
Yeah, for sure.
So, the Rams probably won that trade. They don't really care about draft picks, so the Rams probably won the trade. Move on to some other NFL news. Deshaun Watson is interesting in terms of not wanting to play. The team has been pretty shitty at managing assets for like the last 2 years. Do you see Deshaun Watson getting traded?
Realistically, no, but I want him to. I hope that he does. But like NFL organizations in the past have been just, scummy about that stuff, so probably not.
It's weird because I don't know if you saw the head coach that they hired, David Culley, who formerly was the wide receiver coach for the Baltimore Ravens, which if you've watched the Ravens, their offense is fine, but in terms of a passing attack, it's pretty hard to be lethal when you essentially line up with a receiver, a tight end, and a running back as your passing target. So
a lot of other options at coach there.
Yeah, like I don't know that
bold choice.
I was gonna say that Eric Bieniemy guy from Kansas City. Their offense
sounds really, really good.
Yeah, he seems like a really good coach.
I think Deshaun Watson would like really do well under him.
I don't know why they haven't taken him up, but whatever. I'm not running an NFL franchise.
Houston's a shit show.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing how far Houston sports has fallen in like the last 2 years between the Astros, the Rockets, the Texans.
So
yeah. I feel like Deshaun's gonna get traded. I just don't know where though. Like I don't think it makes much sense for him to go to the Jets because that's a pitiful franchise.
I want Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. Pittsburgh makes a lot of sense for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I could see that working out so well. And I think Pittsburgh would be okay with just trading like 3 first round, because that's got to be the bare minimum for Watson, right? It's at least 3 first rounders.
Probably.
Like, I feel like Pittsburgh would. They're not usually a team to trade.
We're not ones to make a bold move.
God, no, no. I mean, I'd like to see it happen because I think it'd be entertaining with all those receivers and Watson, but
yeah.
And I don't know if the Miami thing, because they were talking about him and Tua potentially being.
Yeah, that would be an interesting one.
I like Miami, but I don't know about that one either. So you want Pittsburgh, but you don't think he's going to get traded?
I don't think he's going to go there. I don't think Pittsburgh is going to go for that. But I think Deshaun and in Miami, I like.
Okay. I'm trying to I was going to say from the Steelers' perspective, the last big move they made was, I think, moving up to get Devin Bush in the draft. Like, I think when that was like their big thing. It was like, okay, wow. And I like Devin Bush. He's a really good player.
Yeah.
If I had to pick a team that I think Watson might go to, maybe Denver?
Ooh.
The Broncos?
Ooh, I like that a lot. Yeah, I can get behind.
I first of all, the Broncos jerseys are really nice. I do like the orange. I just think they have some receiving options. They have some running back options. A couple decent tight ends. You get the band back together with the defense. You get Von Miller, hopefully back to normal self. Maybe the Broncos are something.
Could be.
I don't know that Drew Lock is any better than I thought he was at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, no, I was really hoping for Drew Lock to really shine this season, and that Denver team really just imploded on itself.
I was saying before this season where I was like, I don't know that Gardner Minshew is a franchise quarterback yet. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, then there's Drew Lock, who I don't think is as good as Minshew. And I don't think Drew Lock is a franchise quarterback at all. And
not at all.
And it's just like, okay, well, maybe Deshaun could go there and fix whatever's going on with Denver. You had something you want to bring up with me regarding the Defensive Player of the Year. The TJ Watt, Aaron Donald debate, which was Defensive Player of the Year. I'll let you go on it. I'll let you discuss it first. I'll let you talk about it because.
So TJ Watt didn't win Defensive Player of the Year. Aaron Donald did, which Aaron Donald, tons of respect for the guy. Absolute monster of a player. Total beast, built different, but TJ Watt had a way better season. And that's just a fact. It shows in the stats. He almost I don't have the numbers with me right now, but TJ Watt outweighed Aaron Donald phenomenally in the stats.
I can share the graphic later because I think it was a JJ Watt who showed the different graphic of all the stats and what TJ was leading.
I think it was a different Steelers player I saw from.
Okay, well, might have been Minka. Might have been Minka who said that. And
yeah, it was the Minka one.
Okay, the Minka one. Minka Fitzpatrick, in case you don't know who we're talking about. It's a really fun debate. And again, I'm a Seahawks fan who has to watch Aaron Donald twice a year go up, and actually 3 times this year wreck my team.
Yeah.
And then I also have a bit of a beef with the Steelers for a Super Bowl. But I thought Donald was the best defensive player, and then I saw the actual stats, and it's just like, okay, you know what? I'll give it to TJ because stats don't lie.
Yeah, he was all over the field,
and that dude is a phenomenal pass rusher. Oh my God, speaking of built different, TJ Watt.
Yeah, that's another.
But I'm glad you got to have that discussion about, TJ.
Yeah, TJ's had a dominant season.
So fair enough.
I thought it was like how Aaron Rodgers won MVP.
So let's get into MVP then. So Rodgers won MVP.
Yeah.
I was on the Mahomes train till about like week 16, 17. And then
I hopped off pretty early because I was watching his appearances on the Pat McAfee show, and he's just like so likable.
Yeah, no,
I was like really good guy.
Yeah, no, Rodgers definitely deserves the MVP. It's just too bad his team was shit, and it had nothing to do with him near the end. Josh Allen, I know too, was getting it because we both picked the Bills. We liked the Bills coming into the season.
Yeah,
and Josh Allen had a hell of a year.
He had a great year. Not MVP, but especially with Rodgers' season.
Yes, and it was nice. It was nice to see at least Josh Allen. I think,
but Josh Allen is playing great.
Josh Allen I think he got some votes, but Josh Allen at least was getting recognized.
Yeah.
Obviously, Aaron Rodgers was the MVP. I was wrong to be on the Mahomes bandwagon for as long as I was, but you know what? The awards don't really mean a whole lot anyway.
Not really.
I was joking with some people because Russell Wilson won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, well, this means more than an MVP, obviously. This means more than a Super Bowl. This means more than... It's
true. It's the best one to win.
One of the best ones to win. And if you're going to win any award, fuck the Super Bowl. Fuck Super Bowl MVP. Go win the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Yeah, exactly. Let me get through. So we have 2 mailbag questions.
All right.
The first one isn't so much a question. Just our follower friend, Josh, who I don't know if he lives in Oklahoma, but he's like a big Oklahoma Sooners fan.
All right.
Josh says Browns are for real. Now, it's not a question, and you're a Steelers fan. Are the Browns for real?
I think the rivalry is back.
Okay.
It's good. Okay. They're a real team now. I'd say they're a real team. I look at them as an opponent now when we play them. Like sometimes we lose games to them, but that's just whoops, we lost the game.
So you're giving the Browns respect, which is nice. Because I like you're respecting them a little bit more, which I think I said not this year, but last year I said they were going to win their division with Baker and Odell and Jarvis, and it turns out Freddie Kitchens is an awful coach.
Oh, very much. The play that always gets brought up from him is a third and 10 calling a halfback draw.
Yes.
It's just, what are you doing, man? That's bold. You got to really trick the guys to pull that off.
Yeah, you really got to sell the anyway. But anyways, and then this year they had a much better season under Kevin Stefanski. Nick Chubb had a good year. Kareem Hunt.
Great rushing game from them.
Great rushing game. Great offensive line game from the Browns. So,
they're playing like the Steelers lately.
Well, I was gonna say that the last playoff game. Should I bring that up or should we just?
Yes. Let's talk about it.
So I picked the Browns to win because actually I shouldn't say I picked the Browns. My dad I think bet like $10 on the game and he's like Steelers win, easy money. Browns in the playoffs, not happening. And I'm like, okay, I'll take the Browns for interest. Yeah. And then they get the first touchdown, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, something's happening. And then they get the second touchdown, like this is happening. I will say, I don't mean to keep adding on, but the day before, my Seahawks lost badly to the LA Rams at home.
Yes.
And it was nice to know that we weren't the worst performance of the weekend.
Yeah, seriously. That was bad.
Yeah, not great.
Not 11-0 to like completely implode. Classic Steelers. Classic modern Steelers.
And it's not like the Steelers have a bad even I who have I have a bit of a beef with the Steelers. Like you and I have been raving about them for
if we had Devin Bush and Zach Banner, we would have gone to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And that's, I don't think it's that much of an exaggeration. Like, and I love Devin Bush. Like, he's an awesome linebacker. So fun.
Yeah, when he got injured, I was like, that was just like, oh shit, things that real.
And then also Banner,
and then Banner right away was like just a stab to my chest because I was like, I've been following him on Instagram for a while now, and I was like, yeah, let's go, so ready, and then he just like goes down.
I was gonna say he's a really good social media follow. Like even if you're not a Steelers fan, he's a really good social media follow.
Very fun guy.
Very fun guy, and I'd suggest going and follow him. And then obviously the TikTok stars at wide receiver.
Yes.
Claypool and Juju, Deontay Johnson, I think is getting in on the action too. So
Ray McLeod gets in on those too, but I'm not sure if he's with us.
I was gonna say we're talking Steelers, even though we have another mailbag question, and this was all about the Browns, and I love the Browns, and the Browns are great. I love what their team is with Baker and all those guys. Obviously, I just want to say with the Steelers, James Conner, he's a free agent, I believe, this year.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you think the Steelers bring him back?
I wouldn't mind it, but I kind of doubt it. I think we're gonna play with Benny Snell now. He might be our main guy. But I feel like James would do good with if we got our O-line in order again.
I was gonna say, there's a world in which Seattle and Pittsburgh switch running back because we have Chris Carson, our running back, who's a free agent this year. So maybe
that could be interesting.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, there's been a lot of running back talk in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So and Snell, he's actually a good back.
Yeah, I think Snell is our future, to be honest.
Well, I was gonna say with Snell, I think what people might remember him, the former Kentucky Wildcat, what people remember him the most was dropping the ball on third down against Washington football team.
Yeah.
And obviously that's not totally what he's not the best pass catcher is what I'm saying.
He's not the guy you want to throw it to in a clutch situation to make a behind the back. It's he had to make a hard catch too. It's not it looks easy. That's not a simple catch you had to make.
For sure.
And he's not a catching guy.
So to end that question, yes. To answer the question, yes, the Browns are for real. Second question, this is from Jevin, Left Side Heavy Podcast. Go check him out. Jevin and I are really good friends. Jevin asks, prime Antonio Brown, prime AB, or prime Megatron?
Prime Megatron every time. I love that dude so much.
I was going to say prime Megatron without a doubt. And
another guy tarnished by the Lions.
Well, I was going to say with AB, who won the Super Bowl, caught a touchdown. Congrats to AB. I think that dude still got something.
Congrats, guy.
Yeah. But Megatron, that dude is insane.
He's so different. The Chase Claypool comparisons are nice, but not quite. Yet, at least.
The DK comparisons to Megatron are nice, but
no, he was a completely different animal.
Yes,
Yeah.
Nothing. There will never ever, from a wide receiver standpoint, and people can show all the highlights of the and catches that wide receiver make. Nothing will top the time where he went up in triple coverage and he picked the ball out of he mossed a guy for a touchdown in triple coverage with three guys around him.
Yeah, he's just he can just go up, grab. He's just he's a robot. He's a robot.
very much a cheat code.
Yeah.
So I have to go with prime Megatron.
Prime Megatron for sure.
Prime Megatron. The question with Megatron is, where does he rank all time in terms of receivers?
It's hard because you can see his potential, but he never really got to
He never. It's kind of like the Barry Sanders thing, and
Barry Sanders, Matt Stafford. It's the Lions thing.
It's the Lions effect, where it's like those guys probably would be higher if they were on better teams, but they just aren't.
But they're on the Lions, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly.
Curse. The Lions curse.
And they'll be biting kneecaps off this year.
Oh yeah, look at I love electric dude, electric coach.
That dude definitely does cocaine.
We're gonna get knocked down. We're gonna get up. We're gonna bite some kneecaps off.
That dude might be insane, actually.
Oh yeah. It might be the right amount of crazy though. It might just be the perfect amount of crazy that's needed for Detroit.
Well, the Lions. So this is obviously Dan Campbell that we're talking about, who's the Lions' new head coach this season.
Mm-hmm.
He was the interim back with the interim head coach with the Dolphins. I want to say 3 or 4 years ago now. Anyways, not the point. But
I don't really know anything about him.
Yeah, no, he used. I think it was the tight ends coach with the Saints before with the Lions. But anyways, they're not Matt Patricia, but before Matt Patricia, Jim Caldwell was their head coach. Smart guy, really knowledgeable, a quality football coach. Nothing wrong with the guy. Matt Patricia then comes in, a nerd, an egotistical maniac, it sounds like, from all intents and purposes. It sounded like nobody respected him in the locker room. It sounded like he tried the Belichick Patriot way, and it didn't work.
No, you don't want Belichick coaches really too often. They don't really pan out.
They don't. And now
they try to be him.
And now you have Dan Campbell, who is very much on the, I want to say the opposite side of the pendulum, but like, I don't know what the hell.
It's a radical shift. He's kind of like in his own little bubble.
And I mean, I'm pretty sure they should have just hired Bieniemy over him, but I get why you hire Campbell for the sake of entertainment purposes and just like sheer fuckery of hiring this.
It's a fun hire for sure.
It's certainly a fun hire. Yeah, so that's the podcast. Like that, now is kind of a dead time in football because we'll have the free agency and the draft stuff coming up in the next couple of months. But definitely wanted to talk Super Bowl with you, and definitely want to talk about Stafford and Goff. Any final thoughts or any final takeaways, football related, that you want to mention before we head out here?
I think we didn't get the Super Bowl that we deserved.
There was
definitely, we should have gotten Bills versus Packers. That would have been a super fun game.
That would have been a really fucking good game. There was definitely more than 25,000 people at that Super Bowl.
There was a lot of concerning COVID stuff going on. That post, pre, during.
Everything about that whole situation was very much
like a super spreader event for sure.
Yes, very much. The halftime show, Tom Brady hugging his family. I don't even know. Like, I know he's with his family, but like, Brady, you've just been with everybody. Russell Wilson sitting with Roger Goodell in the suite during the game. I don't know. Anyways, definitely a bunch of COVID stuff is going to come. In Florida, would you believe it? There's COVID-related stuff going on in Florida.
What?
I know. What a shocker.
It's almost like they don't believe it's real.
You, who could say such baloney? Of course it's real. Of course the mask is effective. No, but anyways, that's the podcast this week. Thank you to Jack for coming on.
My pleasure.
We'll have to do some more football stuff at some point. We don't do this enough. We need to do this more often.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, thank you, Jack, for coming on. Go check out the Speak Your Piece Instagram page. Speak Your Piece. Jack follows it. Jack's a big member of it in terms of, like
avid commenter.
Not as avid as some people, and that can be a bit of an issue sometimes. Obviously we're on YouTube now. Go give us a YouTube sub. You'll see this podcast probably on YouTube. Go tell your friends about Speak Your Piece. Go tell everybody that you know about the brand, because we're obviously doing some great work.
Spread the brand.
Like COVID in Florida, spread the brand.
Like COVID in Florida, baby.
Like that's gonna be the name of my first album, COVID in Florida.
COVID in Florida.
COVID in Florida. That's how you get big.
Nice steel drum music.
It's actually just like some indie rock, some soft indie rock, and we're just basically going around Florida. It's like Bob Dylan almost. Like we're pretty much that's the vibe I'm going for. Thank you very much, Jack, for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Glad we could do this, and we'll talk again soon. Peace out, everyone.
All right, see ya.